Hello everyone and welcome back to Macro Day right here on Scriptcase by Jamie. And today we are talking about a small but mighty macro that solves a big headache, and that is files disappearing from your server. So if you have ever exported a file from Scriptcase, maybe from the grid application or the chart or from just the PDF application and wondered where it went to, well, this macro is your answer, because today we are talking about the SC-set export name macro. So let's dive in, shall we? So welcome back to another episode, and today we are checking out the SC_set_export_name macro. And the main purpose of this macro is to rename exported files from Scriptcase queries. So by default, when you export a PDF or a CSV file, or maybe even an Excel file, Scriptcase saves it to a temporary temp directory, so a TMP directory, with a generic auto-generated name, such as SC_082B49.pdf. So that would then be an auto-generated name for your file that you have exported and placed again inside of the temporary directory. Now these files are automatically deleted after a short period of time. And with this macro, well, it allows you to give the file a permanent user-friendly name so that it isn't automatically cleaned up, making it easier for users to download as well as store within or on your server. Now this macro does come with a few parameters, and we will go ahead and check it out. So we have here our macro. So we have SC_set_export_name, and that there is then our macro of the day. And with this macro, well, we have some specific parameters that we can apply. And that is, first of all, the export type. So let me add that in here. So here I will then add here the export type, which would then be a PDF document, for instance, or PDF file. And then I would have the name of this file ending then also with the file name. So here, for instance, we could say this is then the sales report, and that is then ending .pdf, just like our file type here. Now we can add these different variables if we want to, and otherwise it will be, it just be a random file name according to the file type that it is. So if you are exporting from PDF, for instance, it will automatically be a PDF file. Now what you can then do is then export your files as you need to, and you do that then within some very specific events that we have within our applications. So let me come here first of all to new application. And I need to edit my connection here. I'll just take here the SQLite and save that. Okay, and let's go new application again. And then here I will then choose to create, for instance, a PDF document. And as you see here, I do not have the PDF document available here. So it's a new thing that has actually been removed. I don't know if you noticed that. But within your own Scriptcase version, if you have it updated, then you might find that the PDF application has also been removed on your side. Now, if you come here to your options and then settings, and then if I scroll down here, we have here the option to display the PDF report application, and I'll have that here as yes. I need to update, and then of course log out and then log back in again. And then just like that, once we have logged back in again, we can then access our applications. And if I now go new application again, we have there again, once again, the PDF report application. So I'm just setting the database again there for this new application because we have it set to the alternative database, and for that I would need to add then the username and password. So we have here now the PDF report application available, and if I click on that, I can then choose the connection to which I'm going to connect to. So let me try both of these. We have the con example, and both of these are actually missing. So let me just adjust that very quickly, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I have the database added again now, and when I now select a table, I have my select statement automatically added, and then of course I would then design the PDF as I would then need to. Now in this example, of course, we just need to come here to our events, and then what we have here is first of all the onScriptInit as well as the onApplicationInit. So these two events here, this is where we can then place our macro to. So here, for instance, again, I can then type in sc_set_export_name, add my brackets, close that up, and then just add, first of all, the document type, which is again here PDF, and then we have then the name as which we want to save this document. So here I'll say sales report_report.pdf, and if I go ahead and save that then, and as I was saying, we can place that also into the onScriptInit and place that there also, and run the PDF document from there also. And again, it would then be saved in the new name. Now you can use global variables, for instance, for the file name. So if I wanted to, I could replace this here with a global variable, and that would then be replaced. So the global variable, that would then be in your brackets here, my globe var, and that would then, for instance, that could equal whatever it is that you know, for instance, your new file name, whatever it is going to be. So there we had then sales_report.pdf, for instance, and that would then be glob_var. Now, of course, placed before here our file, so that we actually have that then added and then, well, saved to the file. Okay, so you can construct a descriptive file name if you wanted to. You add in your the current month maybe, or the year, or a document ID, or whatever it is that you want to add inside of there, just by again using the global variable or using any type of variable. So I could, for instance, just add a standard var in here, and that would then also be usable up here like so. And then with that, we could then maybe combine here maybe the month, for instance, and add the month in here as a variable, for instance, and then add that also then to the file, removing of course here the PDF and so forth. And then just as you need, you can then expand upon that, and then, well, just do as you need. And then here, for instance, we can add the .pdf here if we wanted to, or we could include that at the top there within our construction here, which is probably a better idea. Okay, so with that, it is pretty simple to apply, and as I mentioned, you can use this also within grid applications. So for instance, if you have a filter applied and then you want to maybe export that filtered grid data that you have available there, and there you can then construct that variable that we have here, for instance, to include maybe the new title or the new search that you, or filter that you have applied within that grid application, and then adjust the name as you need. So there you have it. It is a pretty small macro with a huge impact, really. And of course, if you have any problems with this, you know who to reach out to, and otherwise you can just leave comments down below. Now, the sc_set export name is your tool for giving your exported files a professional, user-friendly touch and ensuring that they aren't automatically deleted. It's the key to making your data exports permanent as well as organized on your server or within your folder structure. So if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more macro day goodness, and let me know in the comments how you are using this macro to manage your files. And of course, I'll be seeing you next week Friday right here for another macro day deep dive. And until the next macro day.